Introduction to Music Theory, Module 2. Last week we mapped out the staff with its primary content emphasizing the two most frequently used clefs, treble and bass, their starting points, notes they demarcate, and relationship of these points to the middle C. Then we placed items on the staff in their order: clef, key signature, time signature, followed by note and rest content. The suggestion was to locate the 5 landmark Cs in a symmetrical arrangement that starts with C2 and ends with C6 on second ledgers, moves inward to C3 and C5 in second spaces, to the middle C on the first ledger line. There are only 2 steps to master note placement and note names through these 4 octaves. First, be able to identify and locate the 5 Cs, and second, know letter names in their order: C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. And as a byproduct, you also learn the C major scale. Here is the C major scale in treble clef. Listen to this scale in recording. You can also pause here, bring up your keyboard and play it. Listen to distances between each 2 consecutive pitches. Then start with the first 2 only, C and D. Try singing it in do-re syllables or in neutral syllables na-na. Can you fit anything in between? Yes, there is one more pitch that can fit between C and D. Now move to D, E, and do the same with playing and singing, and then move to E to F. You'll find that between C and D and E, you can fit one more pitch, but not between E and F. Now let's look at the first 2 notes, C and D, on the staff and on the keyboard. The C and D on the keyboard are white keys marked with a red dot. Between them is that pitch we could fit when listening and singing. It is a black key marked with a yellow dot. This is the smallest distance between 2 pitches, called a semitone or half step. There are 2 semitones between C and D. There are also 2 semitones between D and E. There is only 1 semitone between E and F. And if you look at the keyboard, there are no black keys between E and F. For your keyboard orientation, 2 consecutive white-black or black-white keys produce a semitone, as well as 2 consecutive white keys such as EF, as we saw. These distances are in staff notation expressed through symbols called accidentals. There are 3 types of accidentals according to their purpose. The first one shown here raises the pitch half a step and is called a sharp. The second one lowers the pitch half a step and it's called flat. The third one returns the pitch to its previous value before it was raised or lowered and is called natural. Sharps and flats can be doubled to alter the pitch for a whole tone up or down twice further than a semitone. For example, a lowered B flat becomes B double flat, which sounds the same as A. Accidentals are written right in front of the note they affect. If the note is on the line should also go through a little rhomboid of a sharp symbol or a semicircle of a flat symbol. If the note is in the space, the rhomboid and semicircle should also fit the space. Now, when we know the meaning and notation of accidentals, let's revisit the C major scales with all added semitones we found in between consecutive pitches. This is not C major scale anymore, but all pitches between C4 and C5 that is within 1 octave. There are 12 different notes without repeated C, and with repeated C there are 30 notes and 12 consecutive distances. All of these 12 consecutive distances are worth 1 semitone marked with red arrows. To recap, the distance between C and C sharp is 1 semitone or half step, and the distance between C and D is 1 whole tone or whole step. A distance between 2 pitches is called an interval. By now, you've also learned 2 intervals: minor second, that is the size of a semitone, and major second, size of a whole tone. Depending on how they're spelled and used in harmonic context, Half steps can be chromatic and diatonic. Chromatic half steps are spelled using the same note name, for example, C, C sharp. Diatonic half steps are spelled using a different note name, for example, C, D flat. They sound the same, but have different theoretical and harmonic connotation. The scale structure that we saw earlier, that contains all the pitches within one octave, is called the chromatic scale. Chromatic scale consists of all 12 different pitches. Commonly, when moving upward, chromatic scale is written with sharps, and when moving downward, with flats. These are natural tendencies of raised and lowered notes. This is the C chromatic scale. It sounds the same, but is written differently. This would be all for these Module 2 highlights.